They ain't ready for us. Sober sister shit show. Hi, Sam.
What's up, Jenny?
How's it going?
I'm good. I'm super happy to be here.
Yay!
Yes.
I'm glad you are too. I'm so excited that you finally chose to get sober too.
Yes, and I love the message you're spreading. We're spreading. This is like a big fucking deal.
Cause I remember you were ready before you were ready because you had like asked me I did your lashes, right?
Yeah.
And so a few times you had like asked me like, oh, like how's it being sober? Like, do you feel like lame or are you bored?
I had so many questions, and one of my absolute main fears was being boring, not having fun. I literally felt like I will never ever have fun again.
I know.
Huge.
And
huge
that's
fear of
I
mine.
think everybody feels like that.
Yeah. But I was like, my identity was the party girl. Like, I was the one doing the shots. I was the one doing the beer bongs. So I was like, fuck, what do I do now?
Right.
What do I do now that that's not me? And it brought me significance. Like, I felt I was the one that could keep up with the guys. I was the one that could do all these things. And now, well.
For how long, mine honestly, to tell you the truth, was about 5 years. There was about 5 years I was waking up, but I was a heavy alcoholic, I think, compared to you, right?
Right, I was gray area.
For about 5 years, I was waking up in the mornings, every morning, praying, please don't let me drink today. Please don't let me drink today, And so how long were you like, okay, I know I want to quit drinking, but didn't do it? Like, how long were you in that limbo for?
Yeah. I'd say hardcore in limbo for 2 years, but I had always known, I'd probably known for probably 5 to 6 years that it wasn't working for my relationship. And then for 2 years, I was like, oh, I knew it was the roadblock that was preventing me from everything I want in life.
Right. And so you have been, just so everybody knows, you've been in the same relationship. You've been in the same relationship in active drinking and now in sobriety.
Yeah.
Still together.
Yep.
Right.
We have been together for 12 years.
And so can you give some pros and cons, of now being sober, like your guys' relationship, arguments, sexual, everything? Can you just tell us how it was in active drinking and how it is now?
Oh my gosh. Well, drinking was our main issue. It was our main fight, and it was all my drinking. And then he drank to put up with me, but he didn't really ever want to be drinking. So quitting for him, he was ready. He was like,
Aww.
Hallelujah. But he, it was I made him insecure because I became very flirtatious, flirty, life of the party, giving everybody else attention except him. So most nights it ended with fights, insecurity. So yeah, no, it was no good. We got in fist fights. Well, he didn't hit me. I'm hitting him.
Right. Domestic violence is very, very close connected to alcoholism.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, I would.
If people don't see the common denominator, like, oh, we're fighting, he's this, he's that, or whatever, and it's never our fault. It's always their fault. And then you go back and you're like, dang, it was the booze.
Yeah.
And you would never know. People are in these such toxic relationships, and they're like, I would never know that if I just took out one. It wasn't me. It wasn't him. It was the booze.
It was the alcohol. Why does nobody know? No, it's literally the root of pretty much every single one of my problems. So yeah, my relationship has transformed for sure. Big time.
That's crazy. And then now, so have you guys gotten in any big blow up fights since you've been sober?
So I'll be 6 months sober on the 10th of February, and no.
Yay! Good for you.
No,
keep going. Hey,
not one.
After 6 months, it gets easier. I think I've told you that.
Thank you so much for telling me that.
I swear. The first 6 months are hard, and if you can't make it through it, most people don't make it through it.
Oh, I love to hear
After the 6 months, your sleep is going to go, way different. You think your sleep's good now? No, wait.
Really?
After 6 months, your sleep changes. You sleep like a fucking baby.
And you know,
dude, like a little kid.
It's so funny that people do not realize alcohol's fucking up their sleep.
Yeah.
They drink to sleep.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, it fucks up your sleep bad.
Yeah. But 6 months, this is a good thing to talk about because there's a lot of good things that happen after 6 months. Your insecurity goes away, all of your like self-hate. That's why you're getting so ambitious right now and starting your brand and the things that you're doing and following the sober lifestyle. Like everything is going to change for you, but inside your head, the mental part at 6 months was like the break for me.
For you.
It really was. After that, I felt so amazing, just sleeping, there's no more cravings. Like, it just starts flying by like nothing.
Oh, my gosh.
Like, up to 6 months, I was still getting like, oh, I want like a Heineken Zero or something like that because I like still wanted a beer when I went somewhere, you know? And I will still here and there, but then I'm like, ew, why did I do that? It's nasty.
Doesn't even taste good, yeah.
No. But the first 6 months, I felt like I had to do that. Like, it just worked for me to not want to drink, so I still had something in my hand.
Right.
But after that, now it's like, dude.
Just done.
No, I could pour shots for people. It doesn't even bother me because I'm just like, dude, I'm not drinking because I'm a fucking shit show. You can do whatever you want, but I'm not doing it.
No judgment here, and that's what I want all my like friends and people to know. I do not judge at all. This was a decision for me. You go ahead and do it, whatever you want to do. I'm here if you need help, but I'm pretty comfortable. I definitely still like my mocktails, but I am pretty comfortable like being around all of it now. So that's nice. So I think I'm on the verge of that 6 months. But what I am struggling with is I'm having to deal with all my feelings now.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And
sucks, huh?
I don't have nicotine. I don't smoke weed. Don't do anything. So I'm like, fuck, all right. This is, I'm raw dogging it, feeling everything.
I feel you. I feel you. It's things that we should have went through, when we were younger, and that's like where we're at with being moms is we got to teach our kids the tools to be able to go through, anger, happiness, sadness, and all those things without reaching for drugs and alcohol, because once you start using those to cope, you don't realize you're saying you're having fun. It takes years before you realize you're
100%.
drinking because you're sad, about something.
Mm-hmm.
But that comes with just maturity, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But that's our job now as moms, is just to make sure that we can teach our kids these things. Like, hey, no, you're sad. Okay, no, we don't go get ice cream when you're sad. Because a lot of parents are like that, and we're like that. Just
my grandma still does it.
But we're naturally just, loving and catering parents.
We want to put a Band-Aid on it.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to deal with it. We want a quick fix.
Absolutely. No, this is wrong. This is sad. This is it. And just let's get through it and get over with. And it goes away. But do you realize that now when you are mad or when you are irritated or sad about something, it goes away?
It does.
It doesn't fester, right?
Absolutely.
Exactly. And that's like the thing. Let yourself deal with it and then let it the fuck go. Who cares? What's it going to do? It ain't going to change tomorrow.
Yep.
And even, like, I don't have many bad days anymore, but if I do, I'll, like, start it over in the middle of the day. I'm like, okay, I'm done with this. I'm having a good day, like, from now on, you know?
Yep.
I got these teenagers, and it's not an easy, we're having a rough go this month, but.
I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Hey, they're not out doing drugs like I was. So I got it easy,
You're like,
that's
a win. That's a W right there.
I know. So your relationship has blossomed. I'm so happy for you with that because you don't realize all the drama and chaos that's in your marriage until you're sober and you don't have it there.
Yeah.
Then you're kind of like, oh, fuck, I'm surprised you didn't leave me.
Yeah.
For somebody else that was going to appreciate you more because I thought your ass wasn't going nowhere ever.
Absolutely.
It's sad to say that, huh?
No, absolutely. We fucking made it through our 20s. That's, and like hardcore partying. So I'm definitely glad that there was never infidelity. There was never anything super crazy. Because there definitely could have been. We were wilding out. So I'm glad he stuck by my side.
Good. He loves you. That's why.
Yeah.
Do you want a hop water, Sam? Do you like these?
Yes, ma'am.
Aren't these badass? I love them too.
I love all the things. I bring my alcohol-free champagne to parties. My
Did you know they made a no secco?
Oh no,
I didn't know that.
Ooh,
freaking Cheyenne, man. She's like, I'm in Miami. We have everything. And
I
like,
love it.
What? She's like, yeah, they have this sick ass mocktail bar, and she's like, dude, they have no secco that they make. They muddle.
Mocktail bar.
And
Can
I'm
we
like,
get a mocktail bar here?
There's one down south and there's one in the Bay. You and I can go.
Let's go to the Bay. Let's go to the Bay and do it.
Let's
okay.
go. I need a freaking month away from these kids, but
yeah.
we can do a day. But since you've been sober, speak up in that mic if you can.
Okay.
But kind of tell us what you got going on, because you jumped into it and you're just not getting yourself sober. You're ready to hop on this train with me, with other friends, other sobriety girls that are like, let's spread this shit and make it cool.
Yes. All right. So if anybody knows me, I am a super black and white person. I do things either not at all or I do it like fully. So it totally makes sense with my personality type that I would get.
Because you're an addict.
Yeah,
me too.
I would get
I'm addicted to it.
Right. I would get sober and then now I'm going to preach to the world about sobriety. And but actually I have hardly shared this with anybody. Like my family hardly knows. My friends don't know. I didn't realize, but I guess I'm a pretty private person, but that's like, I guess, protecting myself.
Yeah.
You know?
Boundaries.
And I don't really want to put it out into the world until like I have something significant, if that makes sense.
You know that just what you have done so far is like worthy, right?
I know.
Do you know that?
I'm working on that.
Do you know just talking on here and coming with me and being not scared to say these things is huge?
It is fucking huge. And I feel
you're giving yourself accountability too of not going back and drinking.
Oh, for sure. I have no choice now.
I am so proud of you.
Yeah, thank you. Like what I'm into now, like I have no choice. Like I can't go back. Okay, so where was I at?
You're saying that your friends and your family don't know, but
yeah, well, no one really knows. But yeah, I'm getting my certifications. And then, yeah, I want to do one-on-one coaching. I also want to create a program, like a self-paced program that people can basically go to my site and then have like a 6-week lead course. I haven't chose like if I want to do just alcohol-free or if I want to do more mindset. I'm also really into body positivity because I've dealt with so much of that throughout my lifetime.
Let's do it. We're going to be a couple of freaking life coaches here.
And we can learn from each other.
Yeah.
And like, I want to soak up all the knowledge. And, when people started asking me and like,
isn't it crazy as soon as you get sober, how many people hit you up because they want to be sober?
Oh, yeah.
But they're too pussy to say it.
And I thought I was going to be so alone in this world.
Girl, I told you, try it, I said.
Yeah. And if anybody's scared, I want to say that I was so shocked by the amount of support I had. People are actually pretty damn supportive because everybody's fucking struggling with it.
Yeah. It's a huge problem.
Oh, it's massive. We are all in a trap, and we really think it makes things better. And if you, like, I don't know if you read, like, The Naked Mind, Annie Grace, like, or we love Alex Carr. Or
Aaron Carr.
Aaron Carr. We love him. And it really, like, blows your mind.
It opened your mind, huh? I told you, read that book. Read that book. You'll never drink again.
And I was scared to death to read it because I knew it was going to be the done. I knew it was going to be the end of me.
I was telling you for a couple months.
Yep.
Read this book, girl. Read it.
Yep.
I'm glad you did.
So I actually had it all planned out. So I read, because you're allowed to drink while you read it. So, or that's what he says, go ahead and keep drinking. Like, but obviously don't be fucked up reading it to where you're not going to remember. But every year we do a drunk Olympics.
Oh, okay.
Where we just do drinking games and get shit-faced. Well, yeah, I will
still do that sober, by the way.
Oh,
just call me over.
So will I. I'm so competitive. I love games, so it's like right up my alley. But I'm reading this book, but I know I have the drunk Olympics.
Yeah.
So I time it out to where
you can still have a drink at the thing.
Yes.
Fucking dirtbag.
Right. So I have one chapter left, and I saved it until after the drunk Olympics because I knew once I finished the book, like I knew I was done. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I had my drunk Olympics, and of course, in Samantha style, I got so fucking trashed because I knew it was my last day. I knew it was. I got shit show. Yeah, throwing out my window with my kids in the back seat because I'm so fucked up. Like, I mean, it was walking around the house naked, and the kids are asking, "What's wrong with mommy?" And so yeah, I did it big that day. But it was my last day, and that book really changed things for me. I mean, along with a lot of other hard work, but that was a big one.
Yeah,
I would suggest that to everybody.
Yes,
be open-minded,
huge.
but damn.
Yep. That one, and then the Quit Like a Woman really worked for me too.
It's so funny that I've heard you say that you talk about both these 2 books.
All the time.
And they were my 2 books that were.
I told you. I kept telling y'all ass in the beginning.
Yep.
Read these 2 books.
I read a couple others, and they're good, but not as significant.
No, those
2.
I literally feel like I was reborn again, and like Aaron Carr's my dad, and then Holly Whitaker's my mom. Like I was like, completely reborn, and they're my parents.
I
like,
love that you said
yes,
that.
Mom, yes, Dad. Because dude, they hit me right where it hurt. They were not scared to be like, hey, no, but
Pretty
and
incredible.
I think it's a lot of it is freaking, people playing the victim. And I was going to say that I'm posting my story tomorrow, but this won't be out in time, so it doesn't matter. But, just people playing the victim really gets them set, and they're digging their own hole, and then you can't get out. For a long time, I blamed everybody else, and it was everybody else's problem. It was my real mom's problem while I was a foster kid. It was this person's problem while I was this. It was the baby daddy's problem that, and it's everyone else's fault while I'm a shit show. Well, stop self-sabotaging and get the fuck up and do something about it, because breaking the generational, you're not going to do it sitting there crying like a little girl.
You have to take 100% responsibility.
Yep. And
no one else is going to take it for you.
They're not. And as soon as we're not even over here like, oh, you have to completely quit drinking like 0 or you're a lame. Like, no, not at all. What we're saying is that if if alcohol is negatively affecting your life, you might be faking like you don't, but for years people are like, oh gosh, I make sure we don't drink no shots tonight, because that's how it starts. No shots tonight, because then me and him will fight. Well, why would you just don't try? You don't realize that that's the fucking problem. It's not the tequila. It's the booze in general.
Yes, and let's talk about the mental gymnastics that are involved with alcohol. Okay, I'm going to take the shot, but then I'm going to have a glass of water. Mm-hmm. Okay, now I'm kind of losing my buzz. I'm going to take another shot. Okay, but make sure to have a glass of water. And, I need to eat some food. And it's like, fuck, you're at a party. Can we just show up and have a party and have fun? Instead, the whole time, you're in your head like...
It's obsession.
Yes, it is obsession. Or the amount of times I went in to do something fun with my kids, and I'm just worried about my next drink.
Yeah.
Completely out of the moment, not enjoying trick-or-treating because I'm worried, I only have 1 beer left in my ice chest in my stroller. Yeah.
Dude, when we used to go on drives, I would count how many beers I was bringing with me for how many hours the drive was. Yep. That is sick. That is so sick.
The brain power that you have to put into this, or how am I getting home? Who's driving?
It's not even our fault. It's society's fault, because they brainwashed us with, football on TV, with, let's go do this and have drinks, and this, everything is surrounded and like so about alcohol and drinking that it got to the point to where it's like, if you don't drink something, something's weird. You're weird. Something's wrong with you.
Alcohol is romanticized. It's glamorized. Just watch a commercial with it.
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane. And it's the only fucking drug that you have to explain why you're quitting.
Yeah.
You don't have to explain, I stopped crack.
Yeah.
But, wait, what? You're not drinking? Why?
Yeah.
And then something's wrong with you.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying, is that just, I don't know if it was, we're allowed to say whatever we want because this is my channel, but I don't know if it was the fucking government or who the hell tries it. But, they're trying to get us in these little circles and listen, obey, right? Mm-hmm. And so it's like they have brainwashed all of us. And I don't know if you know this, but my girlfriend from Sobriety 7 just shared this with me, but millennials have the highest alcoholism rate than any other. I mean, the one underneath us is what, Gen X or something like that. Theirs is like not even a fraction of what ours is. They don't even drink like we did.
Sad. And
Thank God.
I believe it. I have several
but they do other
friends.
drugs.
Yeah, several friends in their 30s that have passed away from organ failure.
Yeah, so I'm 35, and that's what kind of scared me into it was, Jenny, you're gonna get cirrhosis. I was like, yeah, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But with us being so brainwashed by society and the TV and everything else, right? It's not our fault that we became how we did, No. But it's our fault if we sit and believe, hey, this is how we have to live our life, or we have to label ourselves as an alcoholic for the rest of our lives, when that's not what we want to identify by. Mm-hmm. I don't want to identify as an alcoholic. What if, I do say that because it is true, but say if I just was a sober person and I never touched drugs in my life, okay? Am I going to walk around telling everybody, hey, I'm sober? Like, no, bro. Like, you're normal. You're natural. You just don't do that. I'm not going to walk around telling everybody, hey, I'm an alcoholic. But I want to tell people, like, hey, if alcohol's negatively influencing your life, just fucking reevaluate relationship with it. I look at it like a horrible fucking ex-marriage.
Yeah.
Like, you were so toxic for me. You took all my self-worth away. You fucking treated me like shit. You made me act out of pocket. Everything was your fault. So finally, when I divorced the shit, it's like, you know? Mm-hmm. And just because society thinks that we should say, oh, we're an alcoholic and follow these steps, how about not? How about I just take some responsibility for my actions, and I'm not, what would they say? Like, I'm not powerless over alcohol. I'm not, because I choose if I'm going to put something to my drink. I do 3-day fasts with no food. I'm powerless over food. No. Yeah. And I'm not going to live like that. No. I'm going to live empowering people and telling them it's okay to live a sober, healthy lifestyle. Gosh, I just want to get this message out.
We just need to start spreading the message. Absolutely. And there's so many things you just touched on right there, but like AA works for some people. That's great. I think it almost scares a lot of people into staying.
It does.
Staying drinking.
Yeah.
There is such
our
thing.
Age group and our thing of cute girls does not want to go to an AA meeting. No, I'm sorry.
And I was scared to death to tell people I was not drinking anymore. And my fear was because they're going to be like, oh, she has a problem. And I didn't want people to think I have a problem because I really didn't have like this huge, huge problem. I didn't have a rock bottom. I was very much a gray area drinker, only weekends. I didn't drink during the week, only weekends.
But when you did, it's out of control.
And it wasn't, and I just knew in my heart, like, I can't keep doing this. And I think there's so many people that live in that gray area where they're like,
but I'm not an alcoholic.
I don't have a problem, but I know this doesn't work for me anymore. And there's not...
So where do they go to?
Exactly.
Because they can't go to AA. That's what we are here for. We are making sober
middle
cool, and we're the middle ground of like, hey, we're not even saying to be a part of, Sober Sisters, like that shit show that you have to never drink again. I don't care if you used to drink like a bottle of tequila and now you just have like a couple beers and you're just reevaluating your relationship with alcohol and what it does to you and how it negatively affects your life. And
bringing awareness to it and just saying, hey, we support you. We support you.
100%. And sometimes it takes a lot of tries for people to, a long time for you to realize like what it really is. But the thing that this government has done to us, they have, of course, me and this girl right here, a super pretty girl. We're both super cute, and I'm sorry, but I'll say it. But we have fantasized over, having long, beautiful hair, looking great, making sure our Botox is on point, not aging, right? All of these things. Because of the government and society has taught us that that's what's important, and we failed until now. Until this last year, we have failed to educate ourselves on the toxins and the shit that we put in our body, and what is so dangerous. And we care so much about not looking old, but I'm drinking something, I'm gonna fucking die. It's rocket fuel. It's ethanol, and I'm putting that in my body. But I fucking go to yoga and get Botox. Like, this is ridiculous. But we have been brainwashed because they want to get us in a little circle and kill us all off. I'm a conspiracy theorist, by the way.
No, I know you are. I know. I'm not as extreme, but I do believe there's so much. And we are absolutely controlled, and we are trained to think a certain way, and we have to start changing it. We gotta start changing it for our babies.
Yeah,
for the next generations.
100%.
What's truly important, what truly matters.
And especially with this whole, like, did you see how, like, the Red 40 or whatever got, okay. So I've heard parents, for years and years, be like, oh, I'm not going to do Red 40, but they drink a pump before they breastfeed. And I'm just like, it's fine. I'm not hating on you if you do that. But you can buy breast milk from other people, but if that's weird to you, whatever. But
it's so funny you just said that, because I just made a post on my story that said, it was like,
I missed it. I didn't see it.
Back in my back in my 20s, I'd be drinking Four Locos on a Friday, and now I'm worried about the red 40 in my kids' food.
It's like, so true, though. Yeah. You know, it's so true. And it's like, you guys are worried about all this shit, but you're drinking rocket fuel, and you have no idea because you haven't educated yourself.
It's the same stuff we put in our cars.
The only thing that people educate themselves on is things that they see off TikTok that someone else said. Then they're like, oh, maybe I should look into that. Magnesium is good for your feet, you know? Yeah. And we're stupid as humans, as just, oh gosh, and that's what's so cool is that there's a group of us, and we're going to get together, me, you, and her, and a couple of other ones.
Absolutely.
And even if we run the same business, it is what it is.
Oh, gosh.
Us getting together and marketing and doing what we're doing is going to blow up, especially on opposite sides of USA,
and
you know?
There's no comparison. There's no, we all are trying to spread the same message. And if I can help one person, let alone hundreds of people, damn.
And if you guys want to know what she means by our message means that you can be a fucking baddie, hot, cute, outgoing, a bad bitch, and not drink booze, and be sober.
That's right. That's absolutely right.
And why does people feel like that? I have to have a drink. Did you see my post I just posted where it was like, oh, every freaking photo I ever took was like me with a drink like this in my hand, showing it off? Like, what? Oh my God, yeah. What was I trying to be like, oh, hey, you see my drink? Do you like it?
Yeah.
Like, that's not cute.
Oh, we thought we were cool. We thought we were so cool.
I know.
Because that's what the world has led us to believe.
Right.
That's what's cool. And I'm so glad I have made it through the fog. And I'm like, not very cool.
See the light on the other side.
There's nothing cool about fucking hangovers.
How do you feel now, though? Like, being sober, do you feel like you have, like, the whole world at your fingertips and you're, like, a little kid and you have all these goals now?
Oh, totally. So, right, I took the alcohol out, and there was a missing, like, there was a hole, right? And you have to put something in its place because you're like, fuck, what do I do now?
So much time.
Yes. So I was, like, hell-bent on, like, I need to find my passion, my purpose. Like, I have this beautiful life. Okay, I've removed the alcohol, but something's still missing. And I'm like, and this is it. This is it. I need to help others. I need to, like, I don't know. So I'm just totally on this journey of finding my purpose, my passion, and we are capable of so fucking much. We have no idea. And, I'm just, like you said, ready to just take on the world.
Dude, so start counting how many people around you get sober. Because since I've been sober, listen, you're number 12
my God.
That has been around me. That just, like, and I'm not saying it's me is why they got sober. But just hearing another, like, cute girl that's, like, so positive about, like, yeah, I'm sober and what? Who cares? Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, okay. It kind of gives that extra, like, oh, well, she's sober, like, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so they started falling like dominoes right behind me, just, like, people I know. And it's just, like, they might not be real close with me. A couple of them are. A couple of them are very distant. One of them, we didn't even like each other. But now it's like, you know, I'm so proud of her. And it's just a beautiful thing to count them, like, falling right, like, just let's do it. Yeah. Like, we're going to start this trend. It's going to be huge.
Well, and it's crazy because you did this for you, right? You didn't do this for anybody else. You did it for you. But what a beautiful byproduct is to see, like, others around you. So my parents are ragers. They're huge partiers, too. This is where I've learned, you know?
Right.
So I still struggle with that a little bit, but their drinking has slowed immensely. And it's like, it's awesome.
Without even, like, you having to make a big deal or preach it.
No, not at all. And I don't. I make a point to not do that.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And then I just have all kinds of people now just seeing me look at alcohol differently, and they're like, oh, okay. And it's a beautiful fucking thing.
That is so awesome. Yeah. That's cool. I'm so proud of you.
Thank
you. So when did you be like, oh, I think alcohol is becoming a problem? Like, when did addiction come? When did it become where it was like, I need it?
Oh.
Like, were you young and you started drinking early, or how did it come into your life?
Oh, boy. Okay. Yeah. I probably had my first drink at 15. Like I said, alcohol's always been in my life. It's huge in my family. You know, whether we're at a baseball game, whether it's a holiday, I mean, alcohol is the main focus. My parents, my grandparents, it's just always been around. I mean, I think there's pictures of me, 2 years old with like sucking on a beer bottle or. So it's always been around. It's been glorified in my family. It's been every celebration. So in high school, started drinking with friends. I was never a bad kid. I got straight A's, was a good kid. Went to college, drank more.
What'd you go to college for?
Went to Sonoma State.
For what? Like, what'd you get a degree in?
I didn't end up getting a degree.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, no, I didn't end up getting a degree. I was going for biology, and so science, like you.
I hate it.
I hate it, yeah.
I'm switching.
Anyways, gained now I'm going real deep, and I haven't told very many people this story. How much time do we have?
As long as you want.
Okay. Gained freshman 30, not freshman 15, freshman 30. Gained a lot of weight, and that was a lot of the partying, drinking, no longer eating mom's food, eating cafeteria food. And I was always perfect body, skinny. And that's another thing in my family. Image is very important. My parents are both very vain. My mom.
How was that growing up?
Oh, it's very, very difficult. And it's something I am working tirelessly. I am working very hard on to change with my daughter and my family.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it affected me so much. Anyways, gained a bunch of weight, and that was self-worth just down the drain. I ended up quitting college, and then drinking ramped up even more, and drank until 2 years ago, my anxiety was at an all-time high where I am having panic attacks.
Yeah, and booze causes that.
Oh, it was the booze. It was every Sunday. It was my anxiety. Panic attacks. One panic attack was so bad, I literally stood up and blacked out, fell down, had to call the ambulance. My kids are there. And that was the end of it for me. I'm like, okay, you got to get some help. So I took an anxiety toolkit. I started not drinking as much. And that's kind of how it all evolved.
Is that where is that when you started realizing oh, I think it's the booze that's making me feel like this?
Yeah, I knew it was 100%. And I would drink all weekend, and then my week would just be straight shit. It literally lowers your serotonin levels. It rushes cortisol through your body. And so my whole week was absolutely miserable. And then come Friday, I was picking up the drink again.
Yeah, and people don't realize that it takes so long to completely get out of your system.
10 days.
It takes
10 full days for it to actually completely run out of your system. And it's is that drink, that Friday night, that Saturday night, worth 10 days of what I'm doing to my body and my emotions and my hormones? And so just this vicious cycle. And yeah, I was done. So started educating myself, because I just didn't want to live like that anymore. And fucking finally.
You're lucky you got out.
Yeah.
You're so lucky.
Yeah.
And people don't realize too when you start feeling wow, I'm just working to get old and die. That's a lot of booze. People don't realize that. It's the booze, because every day, on the weekends you have fun, you're drinking, whatever, but you're extra tired and you're not getting the rest. And then during the weekdays, you're just going through the emotions, of being hungover or wanting to rush to get home so you can have a beer to relax. Even if don't get hangovers, just rushing through work and not, wanting to be there or wherever it is with your kids, or getting kids to bed so you can have a bottle of wine. Obsessing over alcohol has become such just a norm, and people don't realize you're wasting your life and you're just working like an ant, and just carrying this weight on your guys' shoulders day in and day out. I was okay with being a bartender for the rest of my life. I was okay with just, rushing through life and making the bare minimum. Yep. Once I got sober, and I want to say at year mark, about 6 months, I really started feeling strong about it. And I was like, wow, I have all this extra time in the world because I'm not hungover. I'm not staying up. Yeah, energy. You're just my brain, I was really scared. I was getting wet brain because I started forgetting a lot of things. And even now, if I think back, I don't remember what we did on Jake's 6th Christmas.
Yeah.
Like, I can't remember that because I was probably drinking, which, okay, obviously people forget and we can't remember everything. But I mean, almost every Christmas, I don't remember.
Yeah.
Almost every birthday party, like, I don't remember, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, we need a whole episode on wet brain, but it's very scary because, I mean, the most horrible disease for someone to get is, you know, Alzheimer's or dementia.
100%.
And especially if you love somebody, you know, to watch them go through that. And it's this poison that we drink for fun causes this at a very young age. I've seen people in their 30s have it.
Oh.
And we got lucky.
Yeah, well, and I blacked out all the time. That was like my thing. But I was like functioning blacked out, but I would wake up just with no recollection. And yeah, I was thinking, like, am I living? Am I actually living if I can't even recall my memories and I don't even know what I did? Like, that's not living if you don't have your memories.
No, or having goals. Like, we had no goals.
No.
Because after we're just like, okay, we're housewives. This is what we do, and this is it. And we just drink it, and we're just going to raise these kids. But then what happens when the kids are gone?
Yeah.
You know? Like, we had no goals, no ambitions, no drive, and it's sad to see people lose their self-worth over a fun weekend.
A drink.
Yeah. And they don't, no one will ever.
And only living for the weekends. What most of us Americans are living for 2 days out of the 7-day work week. That's 5 days of not living.
Going to a miserable job that they hate, barely making it. And, you know, society's all fucked up. I don't think it's us, the ones that get brainwashed or that are taught to do the shit. I think it's just society in general is the fucking problem. And booze.
Yep.
Like, who said, okay, let's drink this? Like, what? It's crazy.
Well, prohibition, right? They tried to stop it once.
Right, but that's just crazy.
Yeah.
But I strongly believe in 10 years it's going to be like how cigarettes were. There's going to be, like, no commercials and shit. Because they just slapped all those labels on of how many cancers it's connected to.
So exciting.
And it's going to start coming out. And people are so on the health hype right now.
Yeah.
No one wants to die.
Everybody
wants to live.
Everybody wants to live.
Yeah, and everyone wants to look good.
Yeah.
And be pretty longer.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so,
oh, my gosh. And do you ever think about that? What you might look like if you never drank?
Yeah.
I do.
Have you seen my before and after photos? Though I got some gnarly ones.
I just think because it dries you out, right? Oh my God, I wouldn't have probably some of these wrinkles I have.
My face was just so red, and I lost like 30 pounds.
Swollen, yeah.
I lost so much weight; it's insane.
And we could go over that, just a list of all the benefits. Now, I used to bruise like crazy. I had bruises all over my body.
You didn't have enough vitamins in your body.
So I don't bruise anymore. My acid reflux was out of this world. Like, oh my gosh, it's so nice that just these things are just gone.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, what's your best thing? Back up. Like, you were like, okay, that's a game changer. I'm never drinking just because of that one thing. Because mine definitely is my pooping.
Yeah, that's good. I don't know if this is the best, but I do want to say it because I want to put it out there. I was dry down there. My vagina was dry. And I stopped drinking wet.
Strange.
Isn't that interesting?
She's wet, guys.
I'm wet now.
Strange.
Yeah.
Strange. I was always so fucking hammered and blacked out by it was bedtime to do it. I would never know. We can ask Jason, though.
Let's ask him.
We will. But...
best thing, like absolute best thing.
Because I fucked every night no matter what. I have to. It's my chores.
Oh, I just listened to your podcast on that. I have so much to say about that, too.
Oh, God.
I mean, yeah, the best thing is I'm getting my happiness back.
Good.
Really. Because alcohol causes depression.
Yeah.
So
I know. Isn't that funny?
I'm getting, like...
It's supposed to relax us. It's going to make you...
I know.
It's going to make you psychotic. It's going to put you in psychosis, actually.
It makes everything a million times worse.
Yeah, 10 times worse. Mm-hmm. Everything, no matter what it is.
Yep.
Like, you guys cannot tell me that when you were sad after a breakup, you didn't say, fuck this guy. I'm going out to the bar, and I'm going to get so hammered. He's going to watch. He's going to see. And then you go, and you get hammered. And then you're in your room at like 5 o'clock in the morning with a bottle of tequila still, crying against the wall, banging your head on the wall. Why did I do that?
Miserable.
Yeah.
Miserable.
When you could have just cried at 7 p.m. and went to bed and it would have been over with.
Right. Nope.
Because, no, you can run and get a bottle and drink, but that problem's still there.
It's still there. And it's tenfold now that you drink that bottle on top of it.
I know.
Yep.
And you made an idiot of yourself.
Yep.
And who knows, you know how many times I've had to go back to the bar and I'm like, who do I need to apologize
Oh
to?
my
Because
God.
I know it's someone.
Oh, it's the worst.
So cringy, huh?
It's the worst.
Because I was the shit show of the bunch.
Yeah.
I really was. And I wasn't the nicest, you know?
Yeah.
I was feisty, so.
Oh, yeah. We've been in my
A lot of
fair
apologies
share
have
of
been
bar
made.
fights, for sure.
A lot of apologies have been made because it was my own anger.
Yeah.
Was anybody in my way.
Yep. Yep.
Now I look at life so much different.
Yeah. Now you know how to deal with it.
I do. Do you have any funny shit show stories you want to share with us?
Okay. Of course I do. Like, which route do we want to go? Fights? I'll let you choose.
Okay.
Fights or being a lesbo?
Okay, let's go with being the lesbo.
All right. I mean, just every time I drink, I swear to God, I just turn into like a lesbian. So
That's very common.
I just love, I love
That's why guys like to give girls drinks.
Right. Tristan does say he misses that, the drunk sex for sure, and just what the surprise of what would happen.
Right.
But yeah, we had one friend that we hooked up with a lot. So whenever we drank, I would never do it sober, but yeah, we would always hook up when we got wasted.
Are you still friends today?
Actually, that friendship ended a year ago. And
Before you got sober.
Yep. I went out to, her wedding in Tennessee, and actually it was her drinking that caused the whole, end to it. She was just wasted the entire time, and anyways, broke out into a huge fight, whatnot. I expected an apology in the morning, never got that, and we haven't spoke since.
Dang.
Oh, that's shitty, because we were friends for a long time. It had nothing to do with the fooling around. That was so long ago, but yeah, no, and I wish her well, because I don't know where she's at, because she was way worse than me.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Pray for her.
Yeah.
But did that ever cause problems in your relationship? Being drunk and hooking up with other people?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he would feel insecure sometimes when you'd get messed up, right? Because you would be like super flirty and stuff with other people, and he probably feels like, oh, I'm not enough, she doesn't want me, kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I get that.
But with girls, he was obviously excited.
Right.
Of course.
Right. To an extent, though, because men have that, manly thing. To an extent, he's, all into it. But then in the back of his head, he's probably like, well, I don't get her that excited kind of thing. You know, what's wrong with me kind of thing.
And there's a few times I got insecure, too.
Oh, I could never.
So you gotta,
I could never. I'm a psycho, though, so I could never. I have a couple friends that do. I have a lot of friends, actually, that do. We have a couple swinger friends, but it's not my cup of tea.
And we're not swingers, by the way. We're not swingers at all. This happened 10 years ago.
Shit happens when you're young, though. You know?
Yeah,
it does. Shit happens when you're young. Whatever. It is what it is.
Well, it is. Now, I feel how you feel. I would never share.
No.
Oh, fuck no.
Hell no, I can't.
Absolutely not.
I can't, and I think that's just, I don't know, being mature and older.
Yeah.
And
there was one night at about 2 in the morning. We were fooling around with 2 of my girlfriends. They're still my girlfriends.
Oh, gosh.
Not going to say names. And me and one of the girls left and went to the sex shop and literally bought a double-sided dildo.
Oh, my gosh.
And I got back, and I was wasted. And he was my boyfriend then. My boyfriend and my one friend were there, waiting for us. And I was like, oh, my God, they fucked. What was I thinking? I just left them all horned up to go get these toys. They probably did something. They absolutely didn't. And, I lost it. I lost it on my friend, on him, that, like, I didn't talk to her for a couple months. She's my absolute best friend now.
You're like, only if I'm in control of the situation is it okay.
100%. And it had to be all about me every time, of course.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay.
But that was a shit show. That was a shit show.
Embarrassing. God. Have you ever been Jill?
Mm-mm.
You go, girl.
I know you have.
That's I'm fine, though. I've been good.
I've
been good for a really long time.
That's good.
I have told some stories, but I've been really good for a really long time. I'm just lucky I never went to jail for, like, drinking and driving or, like, hitting somebody and killing somebody or something like that. All my little jail things were stupid. I mean, the worst, I think, that I've had 3 restraining orders put on me at once that almost sent me to prison, but
oh, shit.
they're like, if one more person puts a restraining order on you, you can get, like, a long time in jail.
Was it always for fighting?
Harassing people and beating them up, yeah.
Yeah.
But people always did something to me. But see, that was the alcohol. that was the booze because I'd be like,
fault,
they
not
did
mine.
Yeah. Yeah, don't bully me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
I take a lot until I freak out. I'm still like that.
And then when you freak out, it's on.
Yeah, I know. But I've changed my life. I'm like, dude, I don't care about other people's opinions anymore.
I love
like,
that
it doesn't
so much.
it does not, like, buy my plane ticket to...
Right. I still struggle with that, so I need you to help me. I'm such a people pleaser. Care so much what people think, and I am so done. I want to stop, so help me.
Yeah, you need to because, dude, you know how many times, like, I always say, like, show me your friends and I'll show you your future, you know? And you know how many times I sat at a table, like, I couldn't afford to eat at? You know, I was a foster kid. I was adopted, like, all these things, right? And I've learned over my life, you know, being 35 years old, that you can sit at a table that you can't afford to eat at. And that's also what I'm, like, so I like to be around business owners. I like to be around people that have more than me. Like, I want to be around people that are millionaires because I'm going to want to go do the things that they're doing, right?
And grow from,
yeah. And it's the same with sobriety, though. Like, you don't have to be sober to hang out with me. You don't have to just being around and hearing or just listening to, you know, this or the podcast. And people relate. And we're all humans. It's just what you want for your life and what you think your worth is. Yeah. And someone's opinion doesn't do shit but hold you down. And so why do you care? If people are not putting into you what to help you grow, then they don't even need to be your friend. I hate to say that. Like, I have some really close friends, but it's like they don't give me anything. Like, yes, they're here for me, but yeah, most of the time it's drama or whatever's going on. Of course, I'm going to be there to have their back or support them, but I sound so fucked up, but if you don't benefit me, I don't want you around. No. I don't, because this is me time. I'm growing me.
No, it's understandable. And like you said, there is a saying, like, if you hang out with millionaires, you will be the next millionaire, you know? And it's funny. You just don't enjoy the same things anymore. You don't enjoy the same people anymore. You want to be stimulated in another way now, and that's all right. You're growing, you're evolving. Like, fuck, if we were still hanging out with the same people we were 3 years ago, no, I want to grow. I want to evolve. I want to be around different people. I want to be,
I know. This is so awesome. I'm so proud of you.
I'm proud of you. I'm super excited for us.
Yay.
No, and I just want, and I think this is part of why you're doing this too, is I want people to know they're not alone. Yep. I felt so alone so often on this journey to becoming, sober. And I just want people to know you're not fucking alone.
Out of the people, like, I should probably really do, like, a experiment, because out of so many people that I know and that I've talked to or that I've met, more people don't want to drink than do. But they do it because it's just a thing to do. Yep. I had a couple because they, like, why are you explaining why you even had a couple? If you want to have a couple drinks, have a couple drinks. Yep. But you don't need to explain to me why you did it. Yep. So that shows me right there that you didn't even want to. Yep. That you did it because you felt like you needed to fit in or you needed to be cool. And pretty soon it's going to be the opposite. Pretty soon it's going to be, like, frowned upon. Like, oh, you go drink, like, we're cool, we're sober, like, kind of thing. And that's, like, what we're pushing for, because it's not good for you. Would I be like, oh, yeah, go fucking throw some fat in your arm? Like, right. No, dude. It's the same shit, though. It's poison. It's bad for you, you know?
No, absolutely.
And we care so much about radiation and blue light in our kids' eyes and all these things. And it's like, and this is something that you teach your kid, oh yeah, you can have one sip when they're little. Like, what's wrong with you? And it's not the person. They were not educated. And so you and I are at this point in our lives where we're like, you know what? We're not scared enough to say, hey, something's wrong here.
Yep.
Let's go get educated on the situation so that we can explain to other, because we don't feel like we're better than anybody. This just barely fell in our laps and just 100%. It was a God thing that this happened. And so we're at the point where we're just gonna get educated and then share with you guys what we learned, and you can do whatever you want with it. I ain't your mama.
It's not, people aren't aware of it. Yeah. So that's what we want to do. Let's make you aware. And I think deep down, a lot of people are struggling with this. Yeah, so if we can help you, and girls, just like us,
they
are doing it. Let's do it.
I know. And it's going to be such a big thing. I'm super excited. Is there anything else? I'm so happy you came. We needed this. We need to do this. We'll do a couple more.
Me too. It feels good.
Is there anything you want to share with the listeners, or is there anything that if you could tell yourself, your younger self, in the worst spot you were in, what would you say?
Okay, you said two things there.
Do either one.
I'm going to address the first one. For people that are really, this was like my advice, if somebody is sober curious, is you have to change your desire. Willpower runs out. It doesn't work. How many times have you just white-knuckled, try not to drink, and you went back to drinking? You have to educate yourself and learn what it's doing to you. And then honestly, you're like, oh, I don't want to do that.
Yep.
And so you have to lose that desire, I feel like, to be successful.
Yep.
And we got the resources. So if you want resources, we will throw them your way.
Of course we will.
Yep.
That was perfect. Well, thank you, my beautiful friend.
Thanks,
Do you want to share your IG that they can get a hold of you if they want to find you?
Yeah, let's do it.
You can if you want to. If not, it's fine. I'll cut that out.
No, let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah.
Just if somebody wants to reach out to you personally. Yeah. Maybe they were like, ooh, I vibe with her more than I do Jenny. So I'm going to message her.
Absolutely.
Because that's what we're going to do here together. We're going to build these brands like that together.
Let's do it. Absolutely. I'm like, what is my IG?
Or I can tag it at the bottom.
Yeah, tag it at the bottom. It's Sammy Bam Bam. I think with a few underscores, so she's going to tag it.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll do that instead. Well, thank you, Sam. I'm so excited you got to come visit me. I love your face, and I'm so proud of you.
Absolutely. Thanks, Jenny.
All right, guys. Until next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.